Hello, I am Asha Bhatia, a parent coach and educationist, principal in a school, and a proud mom of two kids. Today I am going to speak my heart on a topic very relevant, parenting. Not every house has got a doctor, not necessarily an engineer is there in every house, not even a CA or an advocate or any other so-called profession. But every home has got one or other set of parents. So this is, and the irony is, there is no such certificate course for being parents. If God would have taken an interview for parents to be, no one could have been the parent, because seriously we don't know how to deal with children. But actually it is true and it is correct also, because what happens, before we are parents, either we are daughters or wife, daughter-in-law or a sister or any other relation, but we become parents with our children only. So the reality is, if my child is 1 month old, I am a 1 month old mother. So there ought to be mistakes. Mistakes are to be done, challenges are on the way. So parenting, if I say, it's a debatable issue. It's an issue, the more parents, more talks, more problems and more perceptions. Everybody has his own expectations. So like the child is unique, parents are also unique. Their problems are unique, their solutions and their approach is also very different from each other. Though, we have had our own childhood, but still we do all those mistakes which our parents could do. So it's altogether a unique experience to each on its own. So today, if I describe what parenting is all about, it is actually role modeling. Whatever you want your children to be, you become like that. Many times we all have done few things, like we haven't heard few things, we have not listened to our parents properly, but we expect our children that they should listen to our so-called big lectures. So why this diplomatic behavior when we as a children couldn't understand, and we actually feel that we are their well-wishers, and we are, but then we have to understand things from their perspective, because we forget that the time has changed. When we were children, the time was altogether different, and now the challenges are different, facilities are different, resources have increased, so their expectations are much higher than what we had as a child. So we have to change ourselves. What I mean to say is, a lot of onus is there on the parents as compared to children, because in no case we should try to change the child. We can change our environment, we can change our teaching methods, we can change our views and our suggestions, but we shouldn't expect the child all of a sudden to change because he is right, she is right, because when the children are born, they are all blank. Whatever they pick up, if it is aggression, if it is loudness, if it is hyperactivity, it is all they have inherited either genetically or they have acquired through the home. So in any case, what I feel, being a parent, though I am a parent and a teacher, but then too I most of the time criticize parents and teachers' expectations, just because whatever children have learned, whatever they have picked up, either it is through parents, through home, neighbors, friends, or the environment they have got. And what we need is to change all those, and what we do is waste all the energy in changing the child. So everything is in vain, and we end up frustrating ourselves. So we have to be firm. If we are keeping our promises, we have to be firm. Simply, I just told you that we have to celebrate. If the child is normal, what good news than this, that a child has got all the senses normal, he can think, he can smile, and children can smile. Only thing is, we have to give them chances, we have to give them the situations to smile, to be happy. Because what I feel is, parents need to prioritize, they need to plan things. So let us ask some questions as a parent. Do we actually compete with our own parents? Shall I repeat what I say? Do we actually compete with our own parents? When we have a dialogue with our children, actually it is not a dialogue, it becomes a monologue. Either we are speaking, and we want them to listen, and there is a time when then children will start speaking, and we don't have any option than to listen, to cry, and to curse and repent, because we had done that only. When the child was small, we could show our power in many ways, dictating terms, forcing them to follow what we have said, because we are elder. We feel that we are experienced and we can always put our force on the child, and when the child becomes strong enough, what is he doing? He is showing that same kind of a force. So we are not prepared for the same reaction what we have done with him. So let us ask some questions, that do we really compete with our own parents when we are raising our children? What I mean is, most of the time I have heard parents saying that मेरे father ने मुझे पैसे नहीं दिए इसलिए मैं तुम्हें दे रहा हूँ. My father didn't allow me to go for late night parties, but I am going that. That means we are actually comparing ourselves with our parents and proving that we are better parents, when we forget that our parents tried their level best and we are trying our level best. So we have to stop this kind of conversation with our children. When we say that we are better than our parents, then they are learning the same thing, and they are keeping this in mind, that my dad or my mom is always in a spardha, a competition, and this competition goes on one step ahead. When what happens if you have a second child? My God, then the disaster comes, in a way that we start comparing our elder child with the younger one. The younger one doesn't know anything because he is small, and the bigger child has got so many traumas that a new member has come in the family, and what he feels, that my parents are now somebody else's parents also, while the younger one doesn't know. He knows that there is a child in the family, so he can always accept that thing. The parents are already somebody else's parents, but the bigger child, the elder child, cannot accept this. So we have to prepare that. So do we do our homework? Kids, first kid, we are very happy that okay, we are for the first time we are going to be parents. Second time, somehow I feel it is not deliberately done, but parents take it for granted, and their whole focus, they remember all the milestones of the first child, they don't remember all the milestones of the second child, and second child just grows along with the first child, and then we are comparing, and then it starts. Okay, the problem comes when we have so many other children from the near neighborhood, from friends, from relatives, and then we start comparing. Look at Mr. Sharma's son, he is doing so good. Look at Mr. Gupta, he is not giving that much facilities which we have given, and still the child is doing wonders. How can we compare? And just imagine that your child all of a sudden comes home and starts comparing. Mom, you don't look good as Mrs. So and so, as Malini auntie is looking. How bad you will feel, how frustrated you will feel, that your day will be gone, that my child could compare me with somebody else for just looks, because child can go for superficial things. So in any case, your child can always talk about these things. He is not saying from heart, he has just said just like that, and you take it to heart, and when you speak to them, you put your all brains, all hearts to hurt that little heart. So we have to somewhere take care that we are comparing our children, we are competing with our own parents. And then let me tell you one thing, we are always bothered and bugged up about marks. My child couldn't do this, he has just participated in dance competition and couldn't come first, second, third. What is this race? And then seriously speaking, is it going to affect us or is it going to affect others? We are always saying to our children that what will I say to people around? What will I say to my cousin? His son is doing those. So are we actually living for others? इन मार्क्स से, इस परफॉर्मेंस से बच्चों के आपको कुछ भी फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला. इट्स जस्ट अ टेम्पररी थिंग, जस्ट लाइक दैट यू हैव वॉच्ड अ मूवी और यू हैव ईटन समथिंग आउट एंड यू relish that, and that effect is there for 3-4 hours. That is the same effect which is there if your child is winning in some race, and later on it's all same. So why not we celebrate everything? So I will just ask, I haven't seen any parents till now in my 21 years career who have taken the onus for child's failure also. Like, I'll tell you one small story about that. Like, there was a king who was always appreciating good artists. One artist just came to that king to show his sculptures. But the guards told them, if you want to go to the king, you have to share your half the rewards with us. It was just a bribe. They were asking to let him go to the court. He agreed because he was sure that he is going to get some good amount from the king, because his artifacts were so beautiful. He just went inside, he showed his artifacts to the king, and king was so happy because his creation was so beautiful. So king just awarded him with 100 gold coins, but he refused. He just told, the artist told, that I don't want that, मुझे इसकी जगह आप 100 कोड़े मारो. The king was like saying, is he crazy? I want to reward him with some gold coins and he wants this kind of punishment. But then later on, when the artist told, because I have to share this prize with your guards also, then king took just half a minute to understand what exactly has happened. So he wanted to share his gold coins, but he wanted to share his punishments also, because he wanted to tell the king that this is what is happening in his court, because king was fair enough. And he never knew that what are people facing when they have to meet him. Same way, this is a story which will tell us that parents have to understand, if they are boasting upon their child's victories, if they are boasting upon that my child has topped IIT, my child has topped board, SSC exam and so, what happens when the child is not performing well in some other thing? Has any parent or a teacher come forward that it is because of me? And I'll just tell you that all children who perform very well can perform without any assistance, because they have that talent, inbuilt talent. Only thing is, assistance is needed to those children who cannot understand through regular conventional methods, and their teachers and parents are not interested. They feel that, okay, this child is deaf, this child is not good enough, so why to invest energy, time, money in that child? And this is what the irony is. Like, parents need to understand कि अगर जीत में हो हिस्सा तो हो हार में भी भागीदारी. कि आप उसकी जीत में आगे आ जाते हो कि मेरा बच्चा है, तो वो जब हारता है तब आगे आके प्राउड से बोले ये मेरा बच्चा है, कि हम भी जिम्मेदार हैं, क्योंकि इस बच्चे को तो ज़्यादा ज़रूरत थी उस हेल्प की. एंड हम बहुत कन्वीनियंटली भूल जाते हैं हमारे खुद के. ये बहुत बार बात हुई है, आप कितनी मूवीज़ देख सकते हैं जिसमें ये बात हुई है कि मार्क्स किसको याद रहते हैं. एंड सीरियसली स्पीकिंग, हैव यू एवर पॉन्डर्ड थॉट्स दैट हमको हमारे मार्क्स याद ही नहीं होते हैं. It's all about how you carry yourself. It's all about the life skills which are needed. So can't we invest some time with our children to train them for life skills? Because they are not preparing themselves for any particular exam. We have to prepare them for any situation which is going to come in life. I have never seen if I am driving and the marks are going to work. I was not that good in math, but my life skills were good, so I could just use my brains to come out of such critical situations which are not going to be announced. There is no schedule for the day which is being written that now it will happen, now you will fall down, now you will have a flat tire. Life is like that, everything will come as a surprise. So if everything is going to be surprised, if everything is not that fixed, why we go for fixed marks, fixed syllabus? Why don't we expand, spread our span and ask children to go ahead naturally, without the fear of getting marks, without the fear of getting assessed in every step? Then you see children will do wonders, because they are naturally talented, they have some other skill, but the only thing is we have fixed up our mind, no, he should good in this only. Suppose if I show you some paper with a dot and I'll show you what is that which you are seeing, you will see the dot only. No one is there who will see the whole blank sheet which is there. So with children also, parents and teachers' mind is fixed to that problem which is not getting solved. Why can't we see the other things around which the child is already doing, and we can encourage them to move in that direction? So one more major question, again which I told, that parents don't do their homework. Majorly you must, in every house it's a war after the school. Have you done your homework? Could you finish your homework? because of you I had to cancel my meetings, because of you I didn't go to kitty party, because of you dad is really upset because you don't do your homework, and you see I'm not going to listen to your teacher's call next day because of you I am in such a mess. We don't even understand why the child is missing homework. The child is missing homeworks because we as parents, we as teachers haven't done our homework. Teachers go to school unprepared. Parents don't plan their all parties and all according to the child. They plan according to their things. There are parents. See, what I want to tell you is, whatever I am telling you is not applicable to all the parents, but I am talking about the major part. Like if we see 90% parents are like that. They are frustrated. They don't feel happy. See, it's a blessing. It's the greatest designation which God has ever given to somebody. It's parent. Because we could create somebody like us, a living thing. And then we don't celebrate. That celebration is over by 6th day, by 1 year. Yeah, every year on the birthday only we remember that it's a celebration time. Why can't we celebrate every day? Because it's a new day altogether when child can do magical performances if we encourage them. So we have to do our homework, and we have to ask ourselves also, if we ask the child that have you done your homework? Yeah, have I done my own homework? Homework itself has got a very big meaning nowadays. It is just filling up the pages in the copy. So now I'll just ask you one more question. There are a lot of questions which parents need to ask themselves every day. How many meals do we take with our children? If I talk about a week, if the father is out of station because of the job, if mom is also working, and nowadays there are situations, there are homes, there majorly both the parents are working. So how many meals? First meal the child is obviously taking in the school. So the left meal is either evening meal or breakfast or the dinner time. So can't we just manage to have one meal together when we can just sit and talk about things? And I feel that if you say yes, we have meals with our children, then too I know what you will be going to converse with your child during the meal time. Beta, number kitne aaye? Us bachche ko kitne aaye? This is not the conversation which should be taken in meal. You can always talk about, is there any problem which is bugging you? How was your day? And you know, I got this problem in my office. How many parents discuss their problems with their children? Of course, I know that you cannot discuss all the things like promotions and then the office politics and everything. But then you can always talk about small issues like, okay, I got stuck up with something. Like mom can always discuss, you know, with the child, okay, I couldn't make lunch on time because cooking gas got over. So I wanted to invent some fireless cooking. So can you suggest me few ideas when I stuck with this? The child will feel so important that my decision is also important for my mom. How many times when we are going for a party, we ask our children about what dress should parents wear? You feel that why I should talk to my child about that? See, what I want you is that parents should actually, like what mother can do is, she can set up the wardrobe, whatever she wants to wear, she can have 3-4 choices and then ask the child, out of these 4, which one is there which I should wear. Same way, you can always ask your child that what should be the menu of the day. Papa is going to come from a tour and please suggest me these things are there in home, and kindly if you are giving options, then the option should be available with you. God forbid if the child says that pasta and the mom says no, cheese is not available. So why can't we declare these things are available and what should be made? Child will feel very good that his decision matters. Weekends, you can always talk to the child, and then I would prefer some, if options given, you can always go to a park rather than a movie. Not always, but majorly, because in movie you are passively sitting and watching, you are not together actually. All are sitting at a place, seeing individually, and individually seeing, understanding and not talking. So with small children at least, we should prefer places wherein more conversation can take place. And if at all you want to go for a movie, while going to a movie, you can always talk about the hoardings. You can talk about anything other than studies. What I want parents, if I suggest them that spend quality time, what parents end up doing is discussing studies, which child doesn't want, and then the child is actually preferring to be alone. एंड वी से बच्चा तो बात ही नहीं करता है, मैं जब भी उससे बात करने जाती हूँ बच्चा चला जाता है, अकेले रहना चाहता है. बिकॉज वी ऑलवेज टॉक अबाउट मार्क्स, वी ऑलवेज टॉक अबाउट योर फ्रेंड्स आर, व्हाट आर योर फ्रेंड्स डूइंग, instead of talking about who are your friends. We are more interested in what are your friends doing. So we should always know what is your child's likings, how many friends he has, and we should always inspect also to whom the child is talking. But the trust factor should always be there. You can always show your trust to the child, and after that you can explore whom he is meeting, what company he is into, because your company decides what you will be, because most of the time you are known by the company you keep. So you have to simultaneously make a balance wherein at times you are telling your child to be safe, to be in good company, but then he has his own choices also, because that is the only thing which he can select. The child cannot select his relatives, his friends, his brothers, sisters. The friends are the only people which child selects. So we have to give them little liberty and little check also. There has to be some balance. So parenting itself has got a challenging things, and I feel that all the parents are parents because of their choice. Then I don't think that they are by chance parents, and if at all they are by chance parents, they have to learn the art of parenting. It's a must, because you're dealing with you're not dealing with any material thing. You're dealing with a child who is going to be a good human, and then we have to give them that kind of a environment from the beginning. And at times I'll just ask you, do we shout at the children when we tell them, please be silent? My God, what a contradictory statement. We are asking them to be silent and we are shouting. How can we shout at a person who is so close to heart? That child is not sitting in America and we are talking from India कि hello. And nowadays तो वो दिन भी गए जब अमेरिका के लिए जोर से फ़ोन पे बात करनी पड़ती थी. So why are we shouting when the people are close to your heart? And you know, again, it is such a painful thing that we tend to shout on all those who are close to us. And we tend to be very polite, very decent with all those who are not at all connected to us. We'll be so decent with somebody in the train, excuse me, will you do it? But while talking to our children, we'll be, please sarakna. So this is what I want, that unknown people, you should be decent enough with unknown people. But with your children, you have to be good. At times, see, you may feel that it is easy to suggest than to apply. But is there any other option left? If we are shouting at it, and you know, most of the time, when old parents are in the old age home, or when we see some young person raising voice on old mother, we say, what stupid, what bad boy this is. But same thing happens when a small child is there and the mom or dad is shouting. But we take it for granted because we are used to it. Every house has got parents who shout at their children, who hit them, who use slangs, who every time say, मेरा तो जीवन ही खराब हो गया इस बच्चे के बाद में. आप ये इमेजिन कर सकते हो, आप ये बच्चे को जब रोज़ बोलते हो उसको कैसा फील होता है. और जब वो बड़ा हो जाएगा और वो अगर किसी बूढ़े माँ बाप को बोलेगा कि मेरा जीवन खराब हो गया, एंड वील कर्स द चाइल्ड ओनली. वी आर नॉट रेजिंग एनी क्वेश्चन ऑन द पेरेंटिंग देन. सो इट्स अ बिग थिंग कि चाइल्ड, वॉट एवर चाइल्ड हैज़ लर्न, it is because of the parents, and then too we curse the child. He is shouting, he is abusing, he is not listening. If you want your child to listen, have you ever heard him? Have you ever touched him? Have you ever hold his hands and sat with him just silently, understanding him? Because at times I will suggest all the parents that be quiet. If you can't handle, be quiet, speak less, connect more. Connection is very important nowadays in the technological world. Connection is the only thing which is important. We get bugged up when we don't have WhatsApp for 5 minutes. We don't have internet connection for 5 minutes. And how easily we don't even connect to our children for days. And we are not bugged up. We are not worried about that. So there are many questions like that. Do we not compare our children? Do we compete? Do we not pay attention to their small things, and we focus on just the results? It's a 365 days process before an annual result comes. So are we going to invest our time in them? or invest on them. It is the choice is us. So what to do now? These are the problems which parents are facing these days. The children are not listening to them. They are spending more time with television. They are more with their friends, because the reason is very simple. They are social. If they don't get quality time, if they don't get quality talk at home, they'll go out. And I don't say that they are going to have quality talk with their friends, but that is the thing which they feel, that temporarily satisfaction. They look for a temporary satisfaction, just like having a burger and having french fries and having a temporary satiation. Same way, the relationships are so temporary. It's an instant world now, instant noodle time. Everybody wants instant results. So parents have unlimited expectations. So I'll just move ahead, like give them some priceless things. Have you ever paid a cost for a smile? Can't we smile when our child comes home, whether we are angry or what? If the child has come with a report card where there are a lot of zeros, then too can't we smile? Is it going to cost us much? Another thing which is priceless but not costing much is love, care, confidence, trust. All these things, imagine all big things in this world have zero money. If it is zero money things, and they cannot be gauged, we cannot measure how much is the love in our heart for our children, how much confidence can we impart to a child. If all these things are priceless but not don't have to pay for them, then why don't we give them frequently? And then if we don't give this, you just mind it, you have to pay a heavy cost for it. If you are not loving, if you are not smiling with your child, if you are not holding their hands, if you are not displaying trust, it is going to cost you so heavy, and it will be too late. Because let me tell you frankly, the sooner the better. You can always pluck the grass, you can always re-sow the grass, but it is very difficult to pluck a tree. So habits are like that only. The sooner you put in good habits, the sooner you pluck out the bad habits, it will be done. Later it will be too late. So go for all priceless things like love, care, confidence, trust, happiness, and all self-esteem. All these things which do not need any money, you can always give them freely and you will get the reward. So it is a simple rule. So make it a principle that priceless things or pay the cost later on. That was one thing which all parents should actually understand. And then there was, I could always talk about these things, that they should be having their own voice. Children's voice should be heard in the house. Only thing is, coincidentally they are younger than us, but their self-respect is same. Often I have seen parents twisting the ears or calling them idiot, and mothers don't feel bad because idiot hi to bola hai. But just imagine your mom-in-law comes home, twists your ear and says, idiot, tumhe khana banana nahi aata. Same way father says stupid or pagal. These slangs are become so common at home, and they have become part of our regular talk, that if at all your boss comes and says, then means you can speak that word so frequently, but you're not ready to hear it for you. You're not going to listen to anybody about such harsh words for you, because your self-respect, your self-esteem is big, because you're big by age, by biological age only. So it's a question again कि हम बड़े जो होते हैं वो उम्र से हो जाते हैं, एक्सपीरियंस से होते हैं, कि हम दिल से, ज़मीर से, आत्मा से भी बड़े होते हैं जब हम पेरेंट्स बनते हैं. So again you need to ask yourself, and for asking all these questions which I could talk right now, you need to spend time with yourself, either in the beginning of the day or end of the day. At least you just sit with yourself and think, what are we doing with our kids? Are we just digging our own graves? That's it. Parenting is all about then. So I'll tell you now what to do. What principal things which I told you is like priceless things you can give. And then most of the young children, very small children, if you have small children in home, you will find that they ask many questions. ऐसा नहीं बड़े बच्चों के पास क्वेश्चन नहीं होते हैं, वो आपके पास आना ही बंद कर देते हैं, बिकॉज उन्होंने ये सुना होता है मेरा सर मत खा, मेरा दिमाग मत खा, मैं वैसे ही बहुत टेंशन में हूँ, आज सुबह से गैस भी ख़त्म हो गई और ऐसा भी हो गया और आज बाई भी नहीं आने वाली है. What bullshit reasons we give to our kids? If the maid is not going to come, what is that big deal? What the child has done in that? So if at all your maid has not come, if at all some other thing has gone wrong, it is none of the concern of the poor child. And if the child is asking one question, you celebrate, because questioning is the sign of a healthy brain. If we kill that question then and there, the child is not going to come next time to you. Whosoever will address the question, he'll go to that. He may go to one teacher who is good enough, he may go to some other friend's mom who will answer his questions. Because see, here it is not important that you have to answer, it is important you have to listen. And if at all, suppose if what I suggest you, that if your child comes with a tricky question which you don't know the answer, so what big about it? You can always tell, okay, let us find it together. I'll give you one short story about that. There was a child who repeatedly used to ask questions to the mom, and the mom was very irritable by constant questions and questions. So one fine day when mom was busy with something and the child asked, "Mom, please tell me, why your hair are turning grey?" Now asking a lady about turning hair grey is otherwise also hitting somebody below the belt. And then the child is asking repeatedly, "Please mom, tell me why your hair are turning grey." Then a mother told, no, it happens. But why it happens? It's not happening with me. Then the mother is saying, okay, when people grow, their hair start turning grey. Then the child is again not convinced. Then he is asking, then I am also growing every day. One day. Then why my hair are black and yours are grey? Then mom was not understanding what to say. Just to ignore, just to avoid his conversation and cutting down the conversation, she told, all those children who put problems for their parents, their hair start turning grey. Then the child is saying, oh my god, that is why दादा दादी के बाल सफ़ेद हैं पूरे, क्योंकि आप लोगों ने उनको कितना तंग किया होगा. So this is how children will say if we are going to answer them illogically. So what I mean to say is, you answer their questions. If you don't know the answers, give them logical reasons. And then again, if you don't know anything about that question, you tell them, let us find it together. Yeah, remind me later. I'll just do all my work and then we'll together do it. Your child is going to respect that a lot. Same applies for the teachers. I suggest my teachers also. If you don't know answers, you're not encyclopedia, you're not a dictionary. So there might come some words whose answer you don't know, whose meaning you don't know. Then you tell child very clearly that you don't know the answers and let us find it together. Children are going to respect you a lot for that, and that counts a lot. Your children should respect you, then only they will listen to you, and then only they will follow you. Because again, what I told you, please remind yourself every day, parenting is nothing but role modeling. Whatever you are, your children are going to see that only, and either they will replicate that or they'll hate you and repel you. The two options are that only. So one more thing, there is a chance when child has failed first time in life. Somewhere you have always failed with some other thing. When you have tried something new, what do you have to do as a teacher and a parent? You just bring them out of that perception that he was failure, he or she. Because again, there is a small story about that. You have always seen a big elephant tied with a small rope, which that elephant can easily take it off from that stump. But then too, that elephant remains there only because in the childhood, when he was a baby elephant, he couldn't even take out that stump, and he has that memory that I am a failure. He doesn't know that now with time he has strengthened, his strength has increased. So our children are like that only. If they have failed somewhere, they'll hesitate to try. You have to tell them that now your strength has increased, your confidence levels has increased, and now I am there as a backup. If we do that, child will understand. Parenting is just like making them learn cycling. Have you ever tried your child cycle? We just hold the cycle, we ask the child to pedal, okay, and then gradually when he is confident enough, when he can balance the everything, we just leave the cycle for a while, and if at all he is disbalancing, we again hold, then again we try, and then when the child is going, we leave. The same way parenting is there in every field. You have to do that. You have to hold the child's cycle and try whether he is going to do it, and then leave the child. See, I feel that animals also know this much. They feed their children, but then one day they got to go. Your children got to go. You just hold them because you feel that what will happen in the old age. Can't we plan our old age? Can't we invest in something? Can't we invest in their moral values? That they will be there. But thinking that I will raise my child because he is going to support me in old age. If this will be the motto, then गीता पढ़ना सबको ज़रूरी है फिर तो, क्योंकि हम बाकी सारे काम करते जा रहे हैं, बच्चे को पालने में हम क्यों इतने सेल्फिश हो जाते हैं। और हम सभी को ऐसा लग सकता है कि ये क्या पेरेंट्स का अगेंस्ट में कोई एजेंडा चल रहा है, ऐसा नहीं है। आई जस्ट वॉन्ट यू ऑल टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट ओनस इज मोर ऑन द पेरेंट्स देन द चिल्ड्रन। Second step will be child will reciprocate, but first we have to give, and then there will be a time when you will receive endless love from them, endless trust from them, endless care from them. But the only thing is, the first principle is you have to start. Today is a day, and we have to start from the day when we get awakened by any of such story, any of such workshop, any of such lecture or a video. You have to start, because I again told you, your age is as equal as the child's age. If my child is 14 years, I am a 14 years old mom, so I got to do mistakes, but then I have to learn from my mistakes, and next time how can I repeat that? I have shouted on my child once, then second time how can I shout, because I know it's going to be in vain, it's going to waste. Then don't repeat that kind of a mistake. Then second mistake is most welcome, and that learning has to be remembered. As a parent, if I can't remember my learnings, how can I expect my child to learn so much? Because so many people telling them to do this, and they are confused. They have that peer pressure. They have some technological issues. They have certain things from the books, from other things, from teachers' expectation, and then and their own perception is lost somewhere. So we have to take care of all those things. You have to take credit of their failures. Positive remarks. If your boss says in a meeting that Mr. Sodhani could do wonders, and your day is made, you will bring ice creams, you will bring chocolates for your children because you are so happy. One praising in the open, in the public, could elevate your mood. Same way, child is actually longing for that praising, and dil se, just like artificial nahi, and you will praise that, I know you will do it. See, I just want you are going to praise your child if he wins some cup. Why can't you praise them before going? Okay, I know you will do it. And then if you tell them, if you give them that freedom, okay, please do not focus on position, focus on your participation. Your child is going to do better than what exactly he would have done otherwise. So positive remarks do wonders. You have to try that. And it is so simple. Treat others the way you want yourself to be treated. You want your boss to praise you. You want your wife to listen to you. You want everybody to appreciate your work, whether it is good or bad. And you don't appreciate your child's handwriting. Imagine, I have seen so many times teachers writing, improve your handwriting, and the teacher's writing is God only knows. So if we can't improve our handwriting, we are giving remarks like that because we are teachers. We have been given that position. So again, it's a time to introspect that what kind of a people we are, what kind of teachers, what kind of parents we are. We are just diplomatic. And हम सब क्या पॉलिटिशियंस हैं छोटे छोटे घर में जो सिर्फ लीडरशिप कर रहे हैं, और लीडरशिप भी कैसी फॉलो होने वाली लीडरशिप होती है. लीडर्स आर नॉट जस्ट डिक्टेटर्स. लीडर्स आर somebody who are role models and who set an example. Somewhere I just heard a quote that giving examples is easy, to be an example is very difficult. It is by Mother Teresa. Very meaningful. Again telling you, giving examples, giving comparisons to your children is very easy. To be a role model, to be a example to be followed is really difficult. So tagging. Again, I'm telling you, when I told you that positive remarks are really important, same way tags destroy them. ये तो कुंभकर्ण है, ये तो डफर है, ऐसे टैग्स, ये तो स्लो है, ये तो कछुआ है, कई चीज़ें आपको लग रहा होगा हमने कभी नहीं बोला है, लेकिन ऐसा होता है, कुछ ना कुछ नाम आप उनको देते हैं. इमेजिन कई बार तो नाम कलर्स पे होते हैं, ये तो कालू है, उसका नाम ही पड़ जाता है. वाई, हु मेड दिस? वेयर इज इट रिटन इन नेचुरल लॉज दैट ब्लैक इज बैड एंड वाइट इज गुड, या thin is good and fat is bad? And if at all it is bad for health, we can always talk about it. You know, parenting is all mental health. That is why we are talking about it today. It's a health education, talking about your kids, nothing much important than this. So you have to understand this once again, that if at all you are tagging your children, they have their beautiful names, and always call them with their names. It can be nickname also, no issues. Even I ask my teachers also, if they have to give remarks, they should be a specific remark for Rohit, a specific remark for Aarti, specific remark for Shreya, that Shreya, you can do better. It should not be a customized message that please pay your bill and ignore if you have paid. Your child is a human being with multiple talents, and as per Kalam ji, it's an ignited mind with a lot of potential. Then how can we just call them with some dirty names? So either their own name or their nickname, or dear, darling, like that. You have to address them, baby. You can always tell them with something which connects you with them. You please remember, it's a technology world. You have to connect to them. As a teacher, you have to connect to all the students individually, differently, not common charger for everybody. You have to connect individually with all the children, and if you are a parent, connect to your 1 or 2 children separately. Yeah, there is a time, I admit, that I have often seen that children have complaints that my parents are partial, and parents become partial, and that is their right, because how can a parent do parenting similar with both the children? And it is really correct that your parenting is going to be different with all children. अगर आपका बच्चा आपको कंप्लेन करता है कि आप मेरे बड़े भाई के साथ में बहुत अच्छे रहे और मेरे साथ नहीं रहे, या आप उनको ये देते हो मुझे नहीं देते हो, you have to have some answers, logical answers for your this different behavior. Behavior has to be different. Your parenting will be different, but I'll give you one answer which you can give to your children is, suppose if children are like eyes, हर आँख का नज़र अलग अलग हो सकता है, तो हमारे चश्मे का लेंस भी अलग होता है. आप बच्चों को ये बताइए कि आप मेरी आँखों की तरह हो, उसकी नज़र का फ़र्क हो सकता है. उस बच्चे की डिमांड अलग है. जब आप पैदा हुए थे तब मेरी सिचुएशन इतनी अच्छी नहीं थी, मैं उतना अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकती थी, या जो भी है, और अब मैं कर सकती हूँ. और दूसरे बच्चे को ये बोल सकते हो कि जब बड़ा बच्चा था तब मैं वर्किंग नहीं थी, अब मैं वर्किंग हो गई हूँ, तो मेरी रिक्वायरमेंट्स अलग हो गई हैं. सो बच्चे समझेंगे. दैट इज़ वॉट आई वॉन्ट यू to know, that give them logical answers for your actions. They will understand and they'll respect you. So raising your children differently is not a problem. Why you are raising them differently? There is a time gap, and now with time you have changed your parenting style, you have changed, you have evolved more. You have either become more potent financially also. Yeah, reverse can also be done. At that time you were financially sound and now you are not. So you can give them logical answers behind that, and they'll understand, because they are much smarter and intelligent than what you have understood them. So they will understand. Only thing is you have to trust them. Then you can talk to them with some examples. They learn with examples and stories very well. Suppose if you have to tell them that there is a strength in you, if you will tell them just simply, they will not understand. You can always give them an example, like say about, have you ever seen that balloon man? Like a toy is there with children. If they hit that toy, it flip-flops and again settles down. So you can always talk to the child. You see what is there in this? When anybody is punching it hard, it is again coming to its position. Then child will not understand. Then you can always make him speak that there is something inside this which is very strong, which is heavy. So you can always talk to the child about that, that when the people are sound and strong internally, they can bounce back after hitting. Child will understand कि okay, so inner strength is always there, which is required to sustain the adversity. So this is how with the story you can tell the child that there is an inner strength. Same way, if at all you want the child to, suppose your child is very aggressive and because of anything, you are a very good parent and the child has learned to behave in aggressive way from some other medium, movie, neighbor, friend, because it's a myth that if the child is not behaving properly, only parents are to be blamed. It's a myth. Reality is, if you are a good parent, then too child can become aggressive, or then too child may have some bad habits hired from outside. Then what to do? So for that only I am telling you that you can just ask the child to hold a glass just like that. He cannot hold the glass for 5 minutes, more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes. You can always tell the child that it is not the weight of the glass which is the trouble. It is holding it for a longer time is a trouble. So you can always give this example to your child that getting angry is okay. Reacting for a while is okay, but holding it inside your brain, keeping it to your heart for a long time is going to be a trouble. That way they'll understand. So what I want you is read a lot about these things, give them small examples, not at a time, like one step at a time. If it is he is angry, let the child settle down. If you will shake a muddy water, you can't drink it. It is not clear. If you keep it, all the dirt will settle down. So I want all the parents to be patient. If you have to react, wait for 10 minutes. What happens in these 10 minutes, your right brain, which is aggressive, which overreacts, will settle down. All the hormones will settle down. Then you can always talk to your child logically. इतना तो हम कर ही सकते हैं. ये सारी रेमेडीज इतनी ईजी हैं, इनमें हमें कोई कॉस्ट पे नहीं करना है. If I want you to react to your child after 10 minutes, does it going to pay? Why I am repeating all this? Because see, in this materialistic world, we always calculate. मनी तो नहीं लगने वाला है. पेरेंटिंग में मनी नहीं लगने वाला है. पेरेंटिंग खराब है तो बहुत लगने वाला है. तब तो मनी भी लगने वाला है, टाइम भी लगने वाला है, और उसके बाद में फीलिंग्स हर्ट भी होने वाली हैं. सो बहुत इजी चीज़ें करनी है, छोटे छोटे एग्जाम्पल्स देने, छोटी छोटी स्टोरीज देनी है. एंड अगेन इट्स अ रोल मॉडलिंग. So always do whatever you want your children to do. If at all they are shouting, you keep calm. They have to come to your level to listen to you, to speak to you, to converse with you. So it's same thing. Next, I'll give you one more example. If you have endless expectations from your children, like their demands, they have endless demands, you have endless expectations. किसी को तो कभी रुकना ही पड़ेगा. So I'll just tell you one small example. There was a jungle where all the animals thought that why it is so that human beings are such a high in animal kingdom and not we all. So somebody told they are smarter, they are advanced, but then ultimately what? Why they are so advanced? Then one of the intelligent animal told in that meeting that because human beings go to schools, that is why they are smart. So all animals thought, okay, what we'll do in jungle also, we'll have a school for all the animal kids, so that we also become as intelligent as human beings. But what happened? They just decided what will be the syllabus, and then the syllabus was jumping, swimming, climbing and running, because this is all what is needed for in a jungle to survive. So what happened? All the animals sent their children for that school, but suddenly what happened? Duck was very good in swimming, but she could injure her webbed foot while learning the lessons for climbing, because she was not good in climbing the trees. Same way, elephant was a very strong animal, but neither he could jump nicely, neither he could swim nicely, neither he could climb the tree. So he always got D grades. His morale got down. Duck, who was very good in swimming, who used to get A+ grade in swimming, she was told to skip the swimming classes to attain running and jumping classes. Same way we do that. So all the animals got C, D grades and they were discouraged to go to school. Exactly this happens in our systems. Today system is very flexible, no exam till 5th, then too the grades are there. Now the mothers and parents and teachers are comparing the grades. A plus, B, C plus. Now the C plus child has to be hated, has to be blamed always. This blame game, we have to stop it. अगर जीत में हो हिस्सा तो हो हार में भी भागीदारी. सो हमें ये याद रखना पड़ेगा कि हर हम हंसेंगे कि वो डक तो स्विमिंग में ही अच्छी होगी ना ऑब्वियसली, उसी तरह हमारा बच्चा भी किसी एक चीज़ में ही अच्छा होगा. उसे उसी को आइडेंटिफाई करके हमें उन्हें बढ़ने देना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो उनकी वो चीज़ भी चली जाएगी. एंड नॉट सेइंग हियर दैट उनको दूसरी चीज़ें मत सिखाओ, बट ही कैन ऑलवेज एक्सेल इन 1 or 2 डायरेक्शंस, not in all round development. All parents want their children to perform outstanding. They were outstanding in their childhood. Otherwise also, right now also, there are people, millennial people, there are people who are not doing that good, and there are we all who are average. So when we don't compare our work, our finances, our home with others, we are comparing our children. So coming back to same thing, do not compare, do not hit them, respect them. Their voices should be heard because only age wise they are smaller than us, so their experiences might not be that great as we have, but they have enough experiences for their own age. So they have to be given equal respect, and their decisions have to be taken care. They have to be told to decide few things which are of their level, of course. So that is there. So there are now, I'll just suggest you, you have heard me since so long, I'll just tell you that there are some time robbers which have to be cut down, like television. You have to shift from box to books. You have to switch off the TV for you yourself also, because if you will watch TV, they have to. They learn from you only. For few days, if you come to your room with your book, children will follow you. They are like, you are a magnet for them. Wherever you go, whatever you do, your children follow you. So for few days might happen that they are sticking to their idiot boxes only, but then gradually they will see, they will come to you for 5 minutes, they will come to you, then they will be sitting with you for 10 minutes. But the sacrifice, again, onus is on the parents. They have to start a thing, children are going to follow that thing. It will take some time, but patience is the only thing which we have in hand. There is no other alternate. If you have children, if you are a parent by choice and rather by chance also, patience is the only thing which you can display. Love, confidence, trust is the only thing which you can give. It is not going to cost anything to you. So बच्चों की वैल्यूज़ डिग्रेड हो रही हैं, तब भी हमें वैल्यूज़ डिस्प्ले करनी है. I'll just ask you one more time that can you or you can, and it is impossible or it is I am possible. It's all up to you. Today is a day you can start. Well friends, we have spoken a lot about parenting, we have criticized the parents, but I tell you very frankly that you love your children so much. Then why can't you understand what is this process all about? It is all about giving love and receiving love. We'll meet again with any such topic. See you. Happy parenting.